It's Monday, March 4, the beginning of a new week. Let's tell you what's making the news. The government has set out 2021 as the year for the systematic ban of single-use plastics. This was relayed by Minister of State Joseph Harmon, who was speaking at a forum in observance of World Wildlife Day.
As much as 40% of the oceans are heavily affected by pollution, with an estimated 8 million metric tons of plastic waste entering the world's ocean annually. Last year, it will be recognized that we declared that we are going to have a systematic ban on single-use plastics. The work has already begun on sensitizing our population to the fact that in 2021 is the date that we have identified for a ban on single-use plastics.
Minister Harmon was at the time addressing the World Wildlife Day Youth Forum. He noted that this year's theme for World Wildlife Day draws attention to marine life and life below water.
This also provides a good opportunity to raise awareness about the vast diversity of marine life globally, its crucial importance to human development, and the importance of prudent management of marine resources for future generations. This theme, Madam Chair, aligns with the Goal 14 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030, Life Below Water.
In addition to aligning with Sustainable Development Goal 14, which speaks to the conservation of the oceans, the ban on single-use plastics also aligns with Objective 3 of the Green State Development Strategy. Representatives of the Russian aluminum company Rusal today refused to participate in a planned conciliatory meeting with the Guyana Bauxite and General Workers Union, demanding that Union President Lincoln Lewis be removed.
Without prior notification, the two representatives, Director of Aluminum and Bauxite Department Vladimir Permyakov and Personnel Manager Mikhail Kropinin, turned up at the Labor Department's Brigham office, but told the Chief Labor Officer that they will not meet the workers' representative if President Lincoln Lewis was there. Lewis said while the request is unfortunate, he will not heed their call.
I'm not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to do. Recluse? For what? Anybody can tell them to recluse themselves. What I have done is to make them uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali had argued at previous meetings that the GBGWU is a legitimate body and must be respected by any company operating in Guyana. Minister with responsibility for Labour Keith Scott said the aluminum company is expected to present some proposals they have to the government, which will be shared with the union. He said a decision will be made soon after. Addressing Rusal's refusal to meet with the union, the minister said industrial relations practice recognizes that the parties must meet. He, however, restated that the government's core interest at this stage is the well-being of the workers.
As a government, our biggest concern has to be our workers. That comes first. In terms of investment, while we are pro-investors and we intend to encourage investment, we have to maintain a stable industrial climate, which we have been doing. So it's not a question of anybody threatening anybody either with pullout or not. Our country comes first, and that is the priority.
Rusal has been head-to-head with Guyanese workers at its Mapletongue Arima operation after more than 61 workers were dismissed following strike actions last month. 30 more were later informed that their services were no longer required. The government has been backing the Guyanese workers, engaging with the company over time to see a swift resolution to the issue. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan says trafficking in persons offenders must be brought to justice, as he also called for more successful prosecutions.
Minister Ramjatan, who is also chairman of the Ministerial Task Force on Trafficking in Persons, was at the time delivering the feature address at a discussion on the prosecution of trafficking in persons cases in Guyana. The minister said after successful investigations, there must be successful prosecution to deter the act. This, he said, can only be achieved by building the capacities of prosecutors and magistrates.
The task force understands that in order to accomplish a lot of what we are trying to accomplish here, we'll need improvements in personnel, we'll need improvements in our investigative methods, we'll need improvements in our prosecution capabilities and all of that. But we can only manage that when we are also talking to the decision makers as to what are some of their challenges in making certain that there is proof beyond reasonable doubt in relation to the mind of the decision maker.
Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali underscored the importance of training and tip awareness programs.
As the protection of the rights of victims and prevention of crimes of trafficking are possible when first responders, and particularly law enforcement, prosecutors, and magistrates perform their tasks diligently and from a position of being informed, trained, and prepared to effectively handle these sensitive areas.
Reporting for InfoHub, Felicia Valenzuela.
The Ministry of Education recently engaged parents of grade 6 students in the East Berbice quarantine region as it continues to work to improve student performance with parental support.
As approximately 15,000 pupils from all 11 education districts are slated to sit the upcoming National Grade 6 Assessment on April 17 and 19, 2019, the engagement was aimed at determining how the ministry can better help parents aid in improved student performance and success. The meetings were held at Tagore Memorial Secondary School and the Berbice High School and served as a part of a larger initiative of educational interventions by the ministry's primary department in collaboration with the School Support Unit. Acting Chief Education Officer Primary, Carol Ben.
We have seen progress in many of the activities and the initiatives that we have embarked on.
According to Ben, the ultimate goal is to offer support while promoting the importance of parental involvement in the process and fostering more parent-teacher-student relationships for better performance outcomes.
You are very important in the process of education. And we are here to lend support to you, and we would like you to commit to working with us and to ensure that there is improved performance with all of our children.
Over the last few weeks, teams visited the Matakai Sub-District and the North Georgetown Education District, where they also engaged parents and teachers. As the interventions continue, the next round of meetings is slated for Demerara Mahaica Region 4 at the Betafawaktin Kwamana Primary School on the east coast of Demerara and the Supply Primary School on the east bank of Demerara. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
Still to come, Sophia Night School providing second chances to youth and young adults, and MNCC contemplates solution to clearing public spaces. The details when we return. Stay with us.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Welcome back. The Sophia Night School program continues to provide second chances to youth and young adults.
The Sophia Night School program has been exceeding expectations by providing youth and young adults the opportunity to rewrite the Caribbean Secondary Examination Council (CSEC) assessment. Program coordinator at the Sophia Community Association, Orin Nelson, said approximately 80 students are currently attending classes in preparation to sit upcoming CSEC examination.
Most of them are from Georgetown, so we have students coming from Sophia, East Coast, East Bank, West Coast, West Bank. Some of them would have dropped out of school, and so the Sophia CXC Night School, we offer 10 CXC subjects to underprivileged youth, and the students are here to prepare to write CXC. We have 22 students who will be writing CXC in May, June of 2019.
Today, the night school program continues to enable students to study with enthusiasm and to revive hope in their academics. 28-year-old Stephen Adams, a student at the night school for the past 3 years, said the free classes is a great support for him. He said he plans to give back to the program.
The classes are very awesome because it gives youths a second chance, mostly persons who wrote CSEC before but didn't quite get all the subject they needed. So they have a second chance now to be able to get the opportunity to resit it. And by doing that, they're going to take the knowledge that they have here and apply it in the world of work. And I'm personally, I plan to give back to this organization because it's rare to find an entity like this that would be able to give youths a second chance to resit examination, because if you look at most organizations, you have to go and pay something to have it resit. Most of the subject is like $5,000 or $6,000 per subject. So you're getting it here free. All you have to do is actually pay the exam, which is CSEC. And it's something awesome.
The night school pilot program, which falls under the supervision of the Ministry of the Presidency Department of Youth, began in 2016 and provides a second chance to school dropouts and persons who gain less than 5 subjects at CSEC. The program was first launched in Sophia, North Thorongville, and Soesdijk, and is now being facilitated at the Sophia Training Center, the Festival City Youth and Parent Community Center, and Soesdijk Secondary School, respectively. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
The Mayor and City Council is working to keep public spaces clear, and in this regard is mulling the idea of burying derelict vehicles which can no longer be auctioned or claimed by their owners.
Being responsible for keeping the city clean and green through solid waste disposal, the Mayor and City Council collects derelict vehicles and store them at their stone depot where they are either auctioned, claimed, or otherwise disposed of. The council decided to visit facilities under its purview and to get a better idea of some of the issues those departments face and discuss what are the priority areas for immediate address. As it relates to derelict vehicles, during the tour, the possibility of burying derelict vehicles was touted. This will be further examined by the council. Sharon Harry explained through this venture they will be able to craft a budget that will facilitate works to better serve the city.
The councillors need to have an overall understanding as to what takes place at council. We all know that the councillors, they're the policy-making body, and we are the administrative body. So for them to understand their role, it would be a good thing for them to see some of the things that they would need to make policies on.
This is the Mayor and City Council's second tour of the city in 2 years, as they now have a new council. Reporting for InfoHub, Kippany Jordan.
Contracts to complete over 45% of this year's capital work program for Region 2 has been awarded. According to the Regional Executive Officer of the region, Dennis Jaikaran, this is to ensure emphasis is placed on specific areas for development.
We are doing this in an effort for us to be able to properly manage the resources handed to us and be able to deliver a quality work to those persons in a particular area.
The REO stressed that there are a number of projects which he hopes will be completed in a timely manner. This, he noted, is in keeping with the government's commitment to the good life.
But the most important thing to say to you that we have already awarded much of the projects, and we continue to do that. We want to conclude that process by the end of April.
During the national 2019 budget, the region was allocated over $4.5 billion geared towards the development of its health, agriculture, education, and infrastructure centers. Neil Dimon, InfoHub.
That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates and visit our website at dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.